Have you seen these things before? It's a portable monitor designed to connect to your laptop, your video game system, or even your phone. This is a pretty big one. It's 15.6 inches from a company called KYY. I'm gonna unbox this and connect it, put it to the test so you can see how it works. Tech it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk, and look what I got. This is a 15.6-inch portable monitor from a company called KYY. It connects via USB-C or HDMI. It's got speakers built in, and it's under $100, so it's relatively affordable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up this box, show you what comes with the monitor inside the box, and then I'm gonna connect it to my laptop to show you how it works, so stick around for that. But without further ado, let's get this thing over to the table and get this unboxed.
There you go. This is the KYY K3 15.6-inch external monitor. You see the company logo in the corner, the HDMI logo in the other corner, the KYY logo on the bottom of the monitor itself, which is pictured on the front here. This is in the color gray. On the side here, you got some barcodes, you got the company logo. Let's look at the back. You've got 15.6-inch Type-C FHD portable monitor. You've got some specs there. It is 1920 by 1080. Again, it's a 1080p monitor. It has a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It does have built-in speakers, which is important. Some of these portable monitors don't actually have speakers built in, so that's something important to know. But it does work with both HDMI or USB-C, as you can see with the HDMI logo again there, and the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack logo there as well. It is model number K3, as I mentioned earlier, and you can use this with an Xbox, a Switch, a computer, a smartphone. Let's get the plastic off of this thing and see if we can get this thing opened up. All right, here we go. That would have been easier if I had my knife on me, but I just used the fingernail method. We're getting it unwrapped now so we can open up the box and see the monitor on the inside. There we go. Let's get this box open to see what comes inside the box of this KYY K3 portable monitor. All right, we've got some foam protection around everything here. Looks like something on the left, but let's pull this piece of foam off first. And I think this is the monitor right in here in the center. That would make sense, but let me grab this first. This looks like a little power brick, so you can get power to the monitor if you need external power, which you don't necessarily need, depending on what the source is for maybe a USB-C connection, but that is an external power connector. If you're using HDMI, for example, you're going to have the external power connector for that. Okay, let's pull the monitor itself out from inside the box, but I do want to see what else comes in first, so we'll set that underneath and go through this. First of all, we've got a user guide with a support email address on the front there and some pretty basic set of information. And I will say, compared to some other user guides, this actually looks like it's relatively detailed, which is nice to make sure you know how to control the monitor. We'll look at that later. So let's see which cables and such come with this. First of all, we've got a USB-C cable. This must be the power cable. So this is what you would use for powering up the monitor, again, if you're using the HDMI connection. We've got two more cables here. Let's see what exactly these are. And this one looks like it is a USB-C cable, but this is the one that you would use USB-C to USB-C. If you're, let's say, hooking this monitor up to a laptop, you might use USB-C as the connection instead of HDMI, or you could use HDMI depending on your setup. And finally, I'm going to guess that this is probably an HDMI cable, most likely HDMI full size. Yep, and then HDMI mini on the other side. HDMI mini is what plugs into this monitor. Of course, HDMI full size is what you would plug into a video game console, maybe a computer, maybe a DVD player, or anything that has an HDMI output on it. Okay, now to the main event here, the actual monitor itself. We'll pull it out of its plastic wrapping here, and it looks like it's inside of a case with the KYY logo there on the front. Actually, a really nice case, to be honest with you. It's got a good feel to it. It feels like it's going to protect this. I hate when these monitors don't come with some sort of protective covering, because you don't want this thing to be naked as you're carrying it around. You want to have some sort of protection. So what is this? Oh, okay, this is showing you how to use this case, or this smart cover as they call it, because it's going to double as the stand. Most of these portable monitors have some sort of way for you to set it up on a table, because oftentimes that's how you're going to be using it. Maybe it's a portable video game setup, or maybe you're using it as a second monitor when you're working at a coffee shop or something like that. And here's all the different ways you can connect it to an Android device, to an iOS device with a USB-C as as well, or a lightning adapter, which is not included, by the way. You can connect USB-C right to a computer or a Nintendo, and then you can connect to HDMI devices like that. So just a little quick start guide inside, in addition to the actual instruction manual that we looked at earlier. It's got a plastic little cover on the front here. I will pull that off. There you go. Nice looking screen here. Again, 15.6 inches. And let me take a little tour around it so we can see kind of exactly what we got going on here. Again, that logo on the bottom, it's got some good weight to the monitor itself. Feels pretty solid, which is nice. On the back, not much going on here, just a little label with a barcode. But we do have the two USB ports there. They both work as full function USB-C ports. We've got the HDMI port there as well. And again, some specs on that label. What's on the other side here? So we've got power. Looks like maybe a reset hole or a microphone. We've got a little control switch there. And then we do have the headphone jack there if you want to plug headphones into this. But remember, there are speakers built into this, and there's one of them. They're on each side. Again, the USB-C ports and the HDMI port. And there's your speaker. You've got another speaker on the other side. So you've got stereo speakers, which is, again, super impressive and great to have if you're doing something like playing video games on this, because you do want that stereo sound even when you're on the go. Okay, I want to do a quick test on this. So I'm going to plug in a USB-C cable, the one that came with it, into my laptop via the USB-C port. This is a typical Samsung laptop. I didn't set any software up on this. It's just kind of right out of the box here. I've got my Tech It Before You Wreck It YouTube page loaded up. I'll plug in USB-C. There is no external power supply plugged into the monitor. All the power is coming from the laptop as well as the video signal. So let's see exactly how this works. And there you go. That was quick and easy. It immediately monitored my screen from my laptop over to the monitor.
Tile tracker.
Hear that? Those are the speakers that are built into the monitor. You can see video playing just fine. We'll make that full screen as well. This is a 1080p connection. The picture looks good. I'm super impressed with how easy it was to get this set up, how easy it worked, how quickly it worked when I plugged it in, how nice it is to have those speakers built in, and a pretty decent sound coming from those speakers as well. The little button on the side does control your basic monitor controls. You can adjust the volume up and down here. If you press it in, you'll actually get those color controls that you're used to seeing on computer monitors. So it is nice to have full control of those settings, just like you would with any monitor.
So my initial impressions of the KYY portable monitor is that this thing is pretty slick. It feels pretty high quality. I like the included case that comes with it that doubles as a stand. I like the fact, as I mentioned, that it has those speakers built in. And for the price, I think it's a great universal monitor that you can use with your computer, with your laptop, with your video game system, with your cell phone. A lot of different uses for this. And so I really do like it. It's sold on Amazon. If you're curious where to find it, I do have that link down in the description. And I'd love to see your comments. Comment below. Let me know if you're using a portable monitor. How do you use it? Maybe you've tried this brand. I'd love to hear your feedback as well. I read every single comment and I try to comment back as much as possible. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. I've got a lot more cool geeky tech videos to come. Tech it before you wreck it. I'm Kirk.